Alright, so this video we're going to be going through my accepted University of Waterloo undergraduate architecture portfolio, that's a mouthful, and also my University of Toronto undergraduate architecture visual portfolio. And they're both going to be combined in this one document just because all the pieces I have in my Waterloo portfolio I did put into my Toronto portfolio. So it would be pretty repetitive for me to show you both. I'm just going to show you this one here. Now, a lot of people did cover pages. I did kind of a cover page. It's not really a cover page because all I did was put a title here, I did my little contents here, and I also started with my first piece here. That's just the way how I preferred to organize it. A lot of people just did one whole page with this, one whole page for this, and then got started on theirs. And my only problem with that is because they're going to get bored. They're going to go through the first two pages, and humans only stay focused for around 3 seconds. If you just have a text as your cover and then just text for your table of contents, it's going to be the same thing as they see with other people's portfolio, because the majority of people structure their portfolio like cover page and then title of contents page and then get started finally on the third page. So I did not want to do that because they're going to be looking at thousands of portfolios a day and you don't want them to start falling asleep. So this is how I structured my intro page, and we did label them. So here is piece 0 because there's no point in talking about it when I already have things here. Like, I'm sticking this right in front of their face anyways. They don't need an explanation. This is a personal profile picture, so this would be the title, and then here is the medium or mediums if you're doing mixed media. So yeah, this is for that page. And then once we get down to here, we get started. So I labeled them 1 out of 11. And you can see that this one here is intro. So I didn't label page numbers. I just labeled piece numbers because I figured it would be easier for the admissions officer to keep track of. So we have our first piece here, and this is a traditional piece. You can pause the video if you want to read everything. I'm not going to. But this is starting it off with something happy, I suppose. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get them into a good mood first when looking at my portfolio, because if they're in a good mood, they're going to stay in their good mood for the rest of the portfolio. And that is going to bias your portfolio. That is going to give you much of a higher chance to get accepted, because human emotions are definitely part of something that influences their decisions. So this is 24 by 24 inches, mixed media on paper, blah, blah, mixed media. So this is that. And then I put the date of each piece down here. So that is a small detail if anyone notices. And you can see here, I keep the same heading, the same header, just so we do have consistency and it makes it look much more professional. All right, so we have our second one, and the way I structure these is title and then description. Ignore my messy handwriting, I'm still getting used to the tablet, this new tablet here. And then again down here, 24 by 28 watercolor on shrimp paper. So playing with different medias is always great because then they know you're a versatile person. They don't want to see pencil, crayon, pencil, crayon, pencil, crayon, pencil, crayon, and they don't want to see paint, 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 paint. If you can be as diverse as possible, that will give you much of a higher chance. Now I showed them my sketchbook pages here because they want to see development, and that is a big thing. Because they want to know how you grow. They want to see your studies. They want to see what you've tested and played around with, and things that you've done for fun, things that you've sketched based on observance, things that you've played around with. So it is always great to put in some of your sketchbook pages. And then I have a part 2 for this. And the way I structured it was to have some similarity. So you can see with, these are both Hercules, this Hercules drawing up here, and the Hercules drawing down here. This one's definitely like a better drawing, so I put it here for more of an impact. You don't want them to look at a really good piece and then your next pages are kind of like not as good. you want to build up momentum. So Sketchbook Pages 2, and I put a little description here if you want to pause the video and read. So now we get on to the series here. What I did was take statues from mythology, and these are real life statues, but I interpreted them and I drew them on the 2D plane, which is, paper and pen and different medias, to reinterpret them and to change them up a bit. And yeah, so I wrote a little blurb for each here. I titled it, and it's the same format. So not to bore you, you can look at this if you'd like to. You can always pause the video. And this is continuing. So again, we're going the whole thing where they take a look at this piece and they're like, oh, this is cool. And then they go into the next page, and this is definitely better executed. So this would be better than the previous one. And they would be like, oh, this is even cooler. And you're building up momentum. This is what you want. Same format, same everything. Now the next one here, I put in some digital aspects. So it's starting to head into a digital space, which was on purpose, because once we get over to the last end, it is purely digital. So you want to work them and tread them into a different medium if you're going to do so. Now, this is one of my favorites. You'll see this on my website. I put it close to the end. I'm not hitting this out with a bang. If I put this at the end, they're going to want to see more. And if they don't see more, the brain will become a bit disappointed. So again, human emotions, human psychology, pay attention to that when you structure your portfolio. So this is this. And then we go down. This is the last one, I believe. Yes. So this one is the end of the series. And also this talks about when we reach the end, blah, 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 because that was the theme for this. And it ties in very well. It ties everything up really well. It wraps everything up really well. So this is that. And this one I brought about in my interview. So then they're going to be revisiting it and then being like, oh, hey, I've seen this before. I've seen you do this before. And they will have a much better impression and remember your portfolio. So then here I put a work in progress. I don't play League anymore, but this was back when I did, and I was just playing around and trying to draw Riven in a different pose. So this is a work in progress, and they do want to see that in your portfolio as well. They will not tell you. I had to go learn all this, so take some advice because it's going to save you a lot of work. And I ended off with a shroom hub, which I was really contemplating about because even though it is a portfolio for architecture, they do not want to see anything architecture related. And that is the big thing. They do not want to see anything related to architecture because they're supposed to be teaching you that. You want to show them your personality, your art, your direction. If you start showing them different models of architecture that you've done, they will not accept you. That is a fact. Now, so I was thinking about, do I want to include this? And in the end, I did include this because this is still more of an installation, more of a art piece. It's not very technical. Like, I don't have different Revit models and 3D models of this. This is just something I did by hand. I went outside and I took pictures of it, and then I photoshopped a bit. So I decided to keep it in because it was more illustrative. Now, for the University of Toronto portfolio, I didn't put in as many pieces of art. I only put in this first one here, this second one here, and this Hercules one here. And I still got in. So UofT Daniels does have a larger written essay response. And if there's interest in that, then I can make a video on how I approached that and got accepted. However, this one is just for our visual portfolio. So I hope this helped you a lot in going through the application portfolios, and I wish you the best of luck when you make yours.